Welcome back to the His and Hers podcast, ladies and gentlemen. It is me, David Cisneros, here with my beautiful wife, Nikki Glamour.
What's up, y'all?
Today is episode 24, 25.
I believe it's 25.
It's one of them. We'll figure it out. We'll get back to you on that.
Whatever.
It is one of them. We got a lot to get into today. We're going to talk about the David Dobrik situation. We found out a lot more since last episode we did talking about it.
Yeah, this is episode 25. Welcome back, y'all. Happy Monday.
We're going to talk about Kylie Jenner and her GoFundMe for her makeup artist.
Oh, God.
I don't know if you saw that.
Briefly.
And then, are you okay with Salt Bae feeding you food? Sensually.
Sensually.
Sensually,
Okay.
yes. And then
All
you wanted to talk about the
Oh, yes. I
breakups.
want to talk about the breakups that are happening because you know what? Summer season is right around the corner. This is when everybody is breaking up. So we're going to be talking about celebrity breakups. And then there is a really important topic that we need to discuss as well. So that's kind of the rundown of what your Monday is going to look like. I hope you guys are having a successful start to your week. So let's get into what's going on.
I wanted to begin with David Dobrik situation. Last time we kind of left it as like, well, if this is what happened, then this is what I think. But if this is what happened, well, then this is what I think. And then apparently there's more to the story now, as there are girls that are coming out saying that his friend Dom and
Dirty Dom
and David was facilitating getting like underage girls together, giving them alcohol, and then also kind of like pushing these girls to have sex with this guy, and then laughing about it, and then they have like a video about it the next day where they're saying they're like, we might go to jail, and they all like kind of laugh about it.
Who's they?
David and I guess the other guys. I don't know all their names.
In the car. Yes, I remember seeing that part. Okay, yeah.
And then David put out it wasn't even like an apology.
I didn't even watch that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not even watch that.
It's
not
an apology. He starts off pretty much bragging about how many videos he's made.
What do you mean?
Like he's like, I've made like 647 videos, TikToks, Vines, all of it.
Oh.
He kind of has like this superiority complex when you watch it, where he seems more annoyed that he's having to go through this than he's sorry for anything that he's actually done.
God.
He says consent is super, super important to him, but I don't know. There's just a lot more people coming out against David now saying all that shit, saying pretty much that like, nope.
So basically,
he won't take down videos.
The narrative is that David's vlogs were like the way that they were getting these young girls into their
the guy started out
apartments.
wanting like a 7-some.
What
some
the
shit.
fuck?
Yeah, then they got it down to like a 3-some for the guy, and it's like in the vlog and everything, and it's not a good look for David, and David didn't really come out and do himself any favors with the.
Well, after our last episode, everybody was like, you guys got this really wrong. Yeah, and then I was like, hey, we recorded this super early. And David like legit told you guys that. And I get it.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Fair. Let me update myself. Dude, this fucking story came up, and this was like 3 days ago. And I was updating myself on this entire situation. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Right? Like, is this guy Seth getting justice for what's going on? Like, were these text messages completely fake, or like, it was just one side of the story? Let me fucking catch myself up. I don't want to be ignorant to this shit, if it's more than what I thought it was originally with this first story that came up with Seth.
Yeah.
Well, then I realized that it's not even about Seth. No. I was like, what? Hold on.
Yeah, there's a whole lot more
to it. Wait a minute. So the Seth situation was just like the tip of the iceberg. But oddly enough, I think that him coming out against somebody as big as David Dobrik really paved the way for these girls to feel confident enough. Like, okay, somebody's listening when it comes to this situation with David Dobrik, where people are in danger and people are... Their consent is not being taken seriously. They are feeling pressured. And okay, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sit through this, and I'm gonna hear this entire story. And it was so hard to fucking. I can't even imagine how scary that must have been. Number one. Number two, that Dirty Dom dude guy. He's been sketched since the beginning.
Yeah, David says he's not friends with him anymore because he doesn't agree with this shit.
But he's been that way since the beginning, though.
And see, again, like the stuff that I'm hearing and the stuff that is like that I see, I come back to where I'm like, this is pretty much when you get a group of white dudes together, that's just how they are, and it's always been that way, and they've been getting away with it, but now in this climate, they can't get away with it, but they feel entitled to being able to do the stuff that they do. Like nobody that I grew up with would ever think to do what they did to Seth.
Yeah.
Like that's not something that's funny.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Not at all. If you tried to do some shit like that to my brother or my cousins or you or like you're likely going to get into a fight. And honestly, it's the way that you're raised, where you're raised. It's everybody's own personal circumstances.
Yeah, like nobody
and
really forces anybody to do, especially like in a group. Like us, like for people that are like I grew up with, like Chicanos that grew up with, like we get together in a group like a dudes. We're not going to be forcing people to do things that they don't want to do as a group of people,
right?
You know, for our entertainment.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Like even with girls, like we're not going to get together and unless like we're all just monsters.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
and do that shit to be funny, like force girls to have threesomes and then put it on video for millions of people to see. Like we would never think to do something like that.
Well, and I think people get it misconstrued, or like some of these dudes get it misconstrued where they're like, well, you know, she did give consent. She gave consent in the beginning of the night. Yeah, until you fucking plied her with alcohol.
Right.
And then that consent is null and void if she is not conscious or coherent, is able to speak and think clearly. That consent no longer applies to this situation. And I feel like dudes are like these types of dudes. I don't want to generalize. These types of dudes like Dirty Dom, they hide under this fucking shitty excuse. Well, at the beginning of the night, she seemed down. Like, no, bitch. Right, what the fuck? And
I want to be clear that it's not all white guys. Okay.
No, it's not.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm not surprised when you get a group of white guys together.
I see what you're saying.
Because,
I really do.
Because they really are like jackass. That's how they are all the time. You know, together. Like I've seen groups.
I asked my brother about this situation, and I was like, "What would you have done?" And he was like, "You know what the fuck I would have done. Yeah. Like it would have been. I'd have been going to jail." And I'm not even trying to like be dramatic or anything. You just don't fucking do that. Yeah. You know, like. I don't need you to, because he was like, that is really fucked up, but them's just fighting words.
Like when they say, girls always be like, dudes always have a friend that's a rapist. But guess what? If we do, we don't know who that friend is, because around us, nobody's going to admit or brag about that sort of behavior.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But these guys are doing it as a group and preying on girls because using their status or pressure.
Yeah, that was the big old thing, is like this young girl that got taken advantage of in this situation with Dirty Dom. One of the things that she said was, we're gonna be in David Dobrik's vlog, like that was, and I get it, like how fucking exciting, but there's so much responsibility that comes with that. You cannot. I was always very sketched out by the fact that they would like pick girls randomly off the fucking street.
I always thought that shit was
just
like fake.
Going out there, and then like, you know how people would find out where YouTubers live? Mm-hmm. Okay, like they would like be in the apartment and then show outside their balcony, and then they're, of course there's like fangirls or whatever and fans, and they invite some of them up in that moment. In that moment, of course, these girls are gonna, hell yeah, like this is David Dobrik. This is like, fuck, I can't even believe this is happening.
For David Dobrik though?
But it's just to be a part of his vlog. You know what I mean?
And you know what? I never thought.
Huge.
I always thought I never thought he was like funny. Like his group of friends were funny, but I never understood why he got all the credit just because he held the camera. But
dude, I had such a soft spot in my heart for him because of his connection with Liza Koshy.
Liza's funny.
But I don't know what the fuck. I didn't watch. I can't comment on the apology because I didn't hear it. Because the entire situation. Now at this point, I'm just like, okay.
First of all, he put it on one of his channels that has like the least amount of.
Oh my god, I heard about that. He didn't even put it on his like main channel.
And he's like this the whole time, like a brittle old man, like this. His hair's all fucking crazy. He's wearing like a hoodie.
Oh my god.
And he seems annoyed by the whole thing the whole time, and he just says, "I'll do better." Like that was your apology. It wasn't really an apology. It was more like excuse making. Then he just threw Dom under the bus.
These girls were not even old enough to drink.
And that's what I'm saying. Because then there was another clip where David's like, after much negotiating and like pretty much alcohol, they finally agreed to have this dude or do a threesome with this dude or some shit. Well, and then they didn't want the video out, I guess, and he didn't want to take it down.
It was so terrible, like just reading into the situation and what these girls recall, like because one friend was there and she like ended up in the room because she saw that her friend was absolutely limp on the bed.
That's crazy.
And so Dirty Dom still, wanted to go in there and fucking take advantage of her.
Oh my
God. Then her friend finished him off to get him off of her friend that was passed out.
I didn't see that part.
Yeah.
That is horrible.
She had to fucking do that to save her friend. And that, oh God, it was just terrible. It's just fucking terrible.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. The more that comes out, the more
it's like this.
Yeah, the more that comes out, you're just like, dude. And then the worst part is for him is his vlogs, like the footage from his vlogs corroborates what they're saying or accusing him of doing. The footage, his vlogs are corroborating it. Because here's the thing with guys like David, from what I'm seeing now is that they'll put shit like that out there, like laughing about the fact that they might go to jail for what they did the night before, and then put it out there on the internet for millions of people to see. That's just straight arrogance, and that comes with privilege.
But look how long of time went by before this became an issue.
Yeah, just David. He's just
so like they were right in that moment. Like, we could
go
to jail, but we're not gonna. You know what I mean?
That was a good call. You guys should have went to jail, probably.
Seriously. So for those of you guys that let us know about the David Dobrik situation, I understand it hit a nerve, and that's what we get for trying to be on our shit very early. But we are going to do a better job making sure that we try to see the story through up until the point that we film. But if you guys know anything, let us know down below. We are never trying to be fucking.
I'm always open to new information.
Ignorant or
I'm never
hurtful.
Yeah, like I'm never married to an opinion that I have. If presented with new information, if I find something else out. And that's why I try to make it clear when we talked about this last that, hey, if this, what they're saying about in their defense to the Seth situation is true, well then, I think this. But I also said if that turns out to not be true, well then that's not okay. And then also finding out about this other stuff, well, obviously it's not okay. Like, it's beyond not okay at this point.
No, and seriously, we want to reiterate, every person has the ability and has the right to dictate what happens to their body no matter what. Oh, yeah. So, and that's whether you're a dude, whether you're a female. And it's funny because in the last episode, we specifically said, but this is an issue, and more people would have seen it as an issue if this would have been a girl.
Yeah.
So we got to grow, man. We got to seriously see this for what it is, and honestly just understand that consent only comes along with a person who is sober and coherent.
Not only that, though, but also the consent that wasn't given to him to really post those videos and the coercion he would have to, do in order to get people to agree to put videos up by using his influence and status to kind of persuade / bully these people into putting up these videos for his own gain.
Yeah, I started hearing that he was like pushy and shit.
Yeah. So
I was like, David Dobrik pushy? But like,
people
are different.
He's going to get his ass beat one day.
Like just trying to like push.
Yeah.
Push it and like bringing it up. You know what I mean?
But yeah, I could say he kind of got that like car salesman thing about him,
Yeah. Yeah.
Could kind of charm his way into it.
Well, I wish any and all of the victims of these videos and these situations, man, like, I'm praying for you. This is not okay. You don't deserve that. And anybody who may be in a similar situation, like, you don't ever have to feel peer pressure to do anything that you're not comfortable with doing. And if you are not coherent, like, no game, like, no.
Yeah.
There's just no room for that. So that's what we wanted to update you guys on that situation because, oh, my God, so much came out. So much came out.
Speaking of consent.
What?
I need to know if you would let Salt Bae feed you a long strip of meat off of a fork.
Why do you have to say it like that? A long strip of meat off of a fork?
Yeah, pretend I'm Salt Bae.
Okay.
And I'm feeding you steak.
Ooh, like that? Ooh.
Yeah, how are you gonna? That's too sexual for me. I'm gonna be looking at you funny.
I think you would be kind of
I
upset.
need you to take your fork and stab it. Scissors.
I'm not allowed to be fed.
I'm gonna be looking at you funny. Your hands are both on the handles of the chair, and you arching your back, opening up your throat. I'm like, And he's over there looking like Juan Decimo from freaking Fairly Odd Parents, like. I'm like,
No, honestly, if we were in are we in a public setting when this is happening?
Yes.
Oh, then no.
But in private, that'd be okay.
If he was just like our private chef, like he's cooking for us.
You want a threesome with Salt Bae? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Absolutely fucking not. But I just feel like it doesn't have to be sexual.
I don't think there's a way to feed anybody meat without it being sexual.
I guess I just have to. I don't know. I guess
it's like he's like dangling it out there, and you gotta like come get it.
My first inclination, honestly, would be like, do this.
Yeah, just take it. But then, like, okay, so Amari Cooper from the Cowboys, your team, he went to Salt Bae, and it's on video, and Salt Bae's like trying to do that to him, the whole thing, like David Blaine thing, and then make it disappear in his throat.
Oh,
and then, so Amari Cooper's like, nah, no thanks. And
does he say no?
No, he's like, nah, I don't want. He's like, give it to them over there. And then he like tries to take it off like the fork, and then every time he tries to go get it, like Salt Bae's like moving it out. He's like, the only way you're gonna get it is if I put it in your throat.
David, I'm sure he didn't say that.
Well, no, that's what his eye said underneath his sunglasses. But
got you.
Yeah, so Amari Cooper's like, no thanks, no thanks. So people are calling it homophobic because Amari Cooper didn't want to be fed by a grown man a large, long strip of steak. Do you agree?
No, I think it's up to anybody. It's a person's preference whether or not you are fine with being fed by somebody. Like being fed by somebody is very intimate, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like you can feed me.
Yeah.
My mom can feed. That's my mom, right? But like I'm not gonna be.
My kids,
Yeah, we feed our kids. But like, do you just let like anybody fucking feed you?
I don't think I let another grown person.
Like another grown person feed you food.
Yeah.
It's just like, if you don't want to eat it like that, then he should have the right to not eat it like that. It doesn't have to be about.
I don't know. I might do it. Depends.
Like, if
is it good? Like, how good is the steak?
Maybe like grab my plate and just be like, kind of meet the steak with my plate and just like drop it. Not like I could see myself totally doing that.
That's not part of the experience.
Like Benihana style.
He's got to slap you on the face with it a couple times.
He all tells you to bend over, smack your ass with it real fast. Like, turn around.
I'm like, ooh, this is going to be good.
Now, I've been seeing Salt Bae everywhere, yo. Salt Bae is everywhere.
Hey, that fool's working it, man. Fucking from sprinkling on some salt. That's wild.
For real.
That's probably one of the craziest things I've seen somebody get famous for.
It's funny because what the outfit that he is wearing in that one video, that's how he dresses all the time now. So I wonder if he ever regrets, like, fuck, I wish I would have picked a different look.
I think that's just what he wears.
You think that's just what he wears?
Yeah.
Even the sunglasses and everything?
Probably.
Oh my gosh.
I think that's just who he is 24/7.
Well, what if he decides to have like a change in style? Like nobody's going to accept Salt Bae any other way.
Why would he change what's not broken?
What, do you expect him to be like this by 60, 70 years old?
He might be.
Yeah, lies.
He might be.
We evolve.
Do you think he does that with like everything?
Bet. Even at home? Like, that's just a part of his personality now. It's just who he is. I can't imagine
feeding his dogs.
Oh my God, how much you want to bet that like it gets annoying when like he just is trying to like be a normal person. He's going out with his friends to a restaurant and he just goes to sprinkle some salt on his own food. And then he tries to do it normally and they're like, what the fuck? You know that you have to do it. And he's like, I can't even like put
do the salt thing
normally anymore. In front of people, they get mad at me. Damn. Yeah, that must be annoying.
I just got to pay for shit, dropping the change.
Yeah. You have to do everything like that?
Fuck.
Can you do the Salt Bae thing?
At least he didn't fucking use like a pepper grinder or something.
Yeah. His whole wrist would be carpal tunnel for his ass.
He'd be done. He'd be cooked. There'd be no way. Yeah.
Ooh, a pun. I love that. I see you.
Thanks for catching that.
Okay, are you ready to kind of take this down a more depressing road? I think you have something else that you wanted to.
Yeah.
What's up?
About your girl.
My girl. Who? What girl?
Kylie Jenner.
Why are you saying it like that? I don't even like.
Okay.
She be wearing some cute stuff
So,
sometimes.
all right. So her makeup artist, they had to get emergency brain surgery, and it came out to like $60,000, I guess. And Kylie Jenner, instead of paying for it, shared his GoFundMe to her followers on Instagram in a story, and she donated $5,000. She donated $5,000. Now, I want to be clear. I don't care what people do with their money. I really don't. I don't ever feel like wealthy people are obligated to do anything that they don't want to do, okay? But I feel like if you're going to, first of all, if you're a alleged self-made billionaire, I feel like if you're going to share a GoFundMe for your makeup artist's $60,000 emergency brain surgery, if you're willing to share and ask for money from your followers, you should just pay for it. If it's not, if it's $60,000, if you're a billionaire, yes, $60,000, that should be like no question.
I'm surprised
if you're a decent person.
I'm surprised. Okay, the fact that she opened up a GoFundMe.
Well, I don't know if she opened up the GoFundMe. She just shared
it.
GoFundMe.
Okay, but then she donated $5,000.
Yeah,
five. So she couldn't even be like, I'll get to 50,000, y'all handle the rest.
Yeah.
Or nothing. Or just pay the whole thing. I get like, okay, just pay the whole thing. But even if she was like, I ain't going to be taking care of this whole thing. Like, $5,000, that's it. He has made her.
Up? You know what's messed up? She would have been better off just not sharing the GoFundMe.
But, babe, this guy, he specializes her looks for like these huge events. She be looking snatched, making the front covers of magazines, fucking making best looks or whatever, like winning these outfit competitions because
anybody
of
should
the
take
work
care of is that
he does. And her photo shoots, how the fuck? Like, you have created my entire motherfucking image. Yeah. You overline my lips to the gods the way that everybody expects them to be overlined. And then you have surgery, you're in need, and I'm going to sit here and act like $60,000 ain't chump change for me. Are you serious? That is not a friend. That is, I'd be like, bitch, you filling your own fucking eyebrows. I don't know what you're going to do, but I am not. Yeah. I bet he is not.
She's like, I'll see what I can do.
Going to say anything, though, because, like, I mean, that is a job of a lifetime, but how would you feel? Would you continue working for her?
Yeah, probably. Here's the thing, because I still think that, no, she's not obligated to pay for it.
No, she's not obligated. You know it's just like, what you do as a good person.
All I can speak on is what I would do if I was in that situation. Yeah. So I'm not gonna judge, but I just don't think it's a good look.
But then don't call me your friend. Like, if you just want to treat me like an employee,
if I'm just
you're
an employee,
gonna kick over some little money my way if I get into it. Okay, fine. Yeah. But like, to my knowledge, they were friends. Like, she was buying things for his birthday, and like, you know, they were friends. Man, so like,
they probably do that for their dogs.
For real.
You know, like,
all kinds of surgeries and shit. Like, come on. Wow, that's fucked up. I'm sorry. That's I could never do that.
No, I know.
If I had like millions of dollars, I don't even care. Like, if I just had like $1 million, I don't care.
If you had $60,000 laying around, you would do it.
I would totally do it.
You
like not even like think about it twice.
Not even that. If it was somebody that important to you, and even if all you had was $60,000, I think you would do it.
Oh, 100%.
So
100%.
I just like
that is so messed up.
So that's how you treat people, huh?
Wow, the true colors.
Okay.
Chotu.
Like, she like that Dave Chappelle meme where he's like holding on to his money.
Oh yeah.
With the, like, crown and shit when he marries Oprah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that in my head. Wow. Okay. Well,
good to know.
I hope the $5,000 helped him, and I hope that he exceeded what he needed to get his surgery.
Yeah.
That is so shameful.
Yeah, I hope he's okay, because brain surgery is no joke, man.
It's not a joke.
That is.
God.
That could be bad.
Yeah. Did you have anything else on your roster?
No, good.
Okay. So speaking of heartless people, let's talk about the breakups that are going on that have shifted our entire universe.
Are you breaking up with me?
That would be a shift in my entire universe. My whole world would come crashing down.
Okay, because I've
been what?
You've been talking about this whole
What?
situation.
I've just been like,
Yeah,
I have been talking about breakups a lot recently, and it's just like, okay, let's just get into it. First of all, let's talk about the first breakup. We're going to talk about the one that happened. I think it was like nearer to last week. All right. So you probably already know about this, but it's the J-Lo and A-Rod split.
Yeah.
Right. So everybody knows J-Lo. Everybody knows, well, maybe everybody knows A-Rod. So A-Rod is
Everybody
short
knows
for
A-Rod.
Alex Rodriguez, huh?
I said everybody knows A-Rod.
Does everybody know A-Rod?
Yes.
Shade.
He's definitely one of the most famous baseball players ever.
Well, okay, so Alex Rodriguez, yes, pro baseball player. So apparently, back on March 12th, Page 6 reported that the two were splitting up after being together since 2017. They just got engaged in March of 2019. So they were planning their Italian wedding, but it has gotten postponed at least twice.
Aren't they Puerto Rican?
Because of the COVID pandemic.
Or is it going to be in Italy?
Yes, it's going to be in
Italy.
Italy.
Okay. I was like, wait,
honey.
what?
They can fly to Italy and have their wedding there.
They're not Italian.
They got money like that.
I thought they were going to have like an Italian style wedding.
No.
I don't know what that would be, by the way.
Like ours, kind of. Ours is like at an Italian, like Tuscan type of. You don't even know, babe.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Yo, do you remember how
I was like, they're going to have pizza?
Do you remember how we used to show up to our event planning fucking appointments?
I mean, construction.
No. Do you remember?
Yeah. And?
It was a lot of fun planning our wedding.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they were going to have an Italian wedding, but it did, or wedding in Italy.
We're going to have a wedding pizza with the figurines
the whole
on it.
thing.
4 layered.
4 layered. But it kept getting postponed because of the pandemic. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So no big deal now. Then, so this was announced on March 12th. The next day, the couple got right on it, both Jennifer and A-Rod, and they made a statement directly to people. We are working through some things. That's all they had to say.
That was the whole statement?
That's it. Okay.
Nice.
So currently, from what we know, Alex Rodriguez is working out in Miami. He's preparing for a new season, I guess. And J-Lo is in the Dominican Republic doing a movie.
Oh, yeah. I think he's like part owner of the Marlins.
Yeah, because he's retired, right? So he's not playing. No. But he's down there for baseball. But anyways, they're in separate locations right now. So, people are kind of like running with this story. Now, it got a little bit more dramatic. The tea was spilt, okay? Because then it was just like, of course, people were like, why did they break up? Trying to like put the clues together. Well, there is a TV show called The Southern Charm or something like that. It's a reality TV show. Oh. One of the stars on there, she's this blonde chick. Apparently, people have speculated that she had an affair, or A-Rod had an affair with her. In the meantime, in between time, because during a reunion of this Southern Charm reality TV show, you know how they be getting all messy or whatever. No, he called this blonde chick out. Her name is Madison LaCroix, and she's one of the stars of Southern Charm. And he said,
do they own LaCroix?
I think she's related to the LaCroix family. Like, she rich like that, okay? Damn. So he was like, that's why you were over there flying to Miami to have an affair with an ex-MLB player. And so everybody was like, oh, fuck, right? Well, then, of course, because bitches always have like that one friend, or maybe all your friends that are not loyal, and you find out during times like these, because then another like friend from the show came forward and was like, yeah, it was A-Rod. And like, she definitely said that she was like FaceTiming him, calling with him. So A-Rod stated that they never even met. Okay. But then this Madison LaCroix chick came forward and was like, well, actually, like, it was purely platonic. We definitely met. There were some calls made. But, like, other than that, nothing happened. And people are like, what the fuck ever? So everybody is speculating that he cheated on J-Lo with this chick. Mm-hmm. And that she was, like, flying out to Miami to be with him. And that J-Lo maybe got a whiff, okay? And then there were other sources close to the couple that say that they have had a rocky time and they're like trying to work through it, but there's nothing set in stone really saying that the two are split up.
Let me tell you something. Anybody that has followed Alex Rodriguez's baseball career?
Yeah. What?
It comes as no surprise that he's a cheater. So,
David,
saw that coming.
Wow. What are you talking about?
Yeah, he took steroids and shit.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Babe, is that alleged?
No. Alex Rodriguez.
Yeah, so this guy named...
So Alex Rodriguez, cheater on and off the field.
Wow, apparently. Oh, my God.
Not surprised.
I can't even believe it.
Yeah, so it's funny seeing girls like, can you believe Alex Rodriguez cheated? I'm like, well, if you've known Alex Rodriguez since about 2001, yeah, you can.
But on J-Lo, babe. On J-Lo.
On J-Lo?
Yeah.
I mean...
On J... Like, can you explain the male mentality when it comes to... Like,
do you think Alex Rodriguez sees J-Lo through the lens that, like, normal people do?
I mean,
Probably
how could he not? Like, even if you were to just get with somebody that... Okay, how can you not, if you're sitting front row at, like, you know, a huge event and you see her perform in front of you, and obviously she's not a normal person.
I just think that's celebrities. I just think that's what they do.
It gives us regular folk absolutely no hope.
Yeah, you came up to me, you're like, if Jennifer Lopez's 15th marriage didn't work out, how do we know we're going to work out? I'm like, what are you talking about?
I was just like, if Beyonce could get cheated on and J-Lo could get cheated on, like, what makes me so special? Like, if you're going to break my heart, just tell me. Like, I was like on one because I was like, how the fuck? So this is how I felt when I found out about them. I was like, no, because they have like this blended family. Mm-hmm. You know, Mark Anthony and J-Lo are great at co-parenting. They were able to like blend this family and everything so well, and his daughters and her daughters. So I really, really wanted this relationship to work. I don't know if they're together. I don't know if they're not, but some speculate that they're not. Some sources say that they are. And I think that A-Rod and J-Lo are just kind of holding it close to the vest right now. Maybe they are working through things, but they're not married.
Their statement's pretty tight, though.
Yeah, we're working through some things.
I hope they spelled it like thangs.
Yeah, thangs with an A.
That's how I would have spelled it.
With a Z at the end?
Yeah. I thought we were working through some things that would have been the official press release.
Thanks. Yeah. So
we handling it.
You know, okay, so of course, you know, that was you know, towards the beginning of last week. Yeah. And then as time went on, as quick as fucking social media goes and life and everything, another huge breakup hit the press. Mm-hmm. Saweetie and Quavo broke up.
Yeah.
Okay, you heard about this?
If two rappers' relationship doesn't work out, how do you know we're not going to work out?
You're so dramatic. I didn't say shit because I was like, honestly, I was really surprised that they lasted this long. When I found out that they got together, I was just like, that is not.
This is because it's just a PR thing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They're just doing it for some promotion.
Yeah, for sure. And I think you know, Saweetie's bigger now than she was then, I think, and I just feel like she's just like, I'm moving on. But okay, so it gets way more salacious, yo, and I want to talk to you about whether or not that you would have been fine with this. I feel like I already know the answer, but I just want to paint the picture, okay? So Saweetie and Quavo have been together for a few years now, right? Mm-hmm. Now, what I did not know, and I found out throughout all of this tea, yo, okay, hold on. So there is this show called Respectfully Justin on Revolt TV.
Okay.
And basically, it is the messiest show that I have ever witnessed before. I actually watched the entire episode that Saweetie was on. This is their second episode ever, all right? The first episode was with Chris Brown. Now, the entire setup of this show is like an outdoor setting. Yep. And you have the guest of honor like there, and they take shots throughout the entire show. And it's this guy, Justin, and then another guy, you know him, Justin Combs, P. Diddy's son.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the younger one.
Okay.
So, I mean, he's grown now, but he's the younger one. So it's those two. And then they all sit around, and then there's a bunch of other people that are like friends. It almost gives off like a club or a bar vibe. But they talk about like some really personal shit, right? And like I have met dudes like this Justin guy. Yeah, they all get drunk. And like, you know, just like take a shot for this, take a shot for that. And then they're asking these celebrities these like really, really salacious questions. And people were making the comparison between the questions that they asked Chris Brown, which was just like, you know, normal dude. Like,
what's your favorite color?
Just like.
Who's your favorite football player?
Exactly. Very surface. Okay.
Why did you hit Rihanna so hard? Like.
No.
No what?
No.
Oh, well, he did.
I know. So yes, they, of course they never went there, never. But I don't know how they were able to stay away from that topic when they talked about relationships.
His PR or his publicist or something
probably
like, no Rihanna
limits.
questions.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my God, for the rest of his career.
Yeah.
But so with Saweetie, it seemed a lot more. Not seemed. It was a lot more personal. So first of all, Saweetie and Justin Combs used to date back when she was in college. Okay. So they dated each other. And so she was going on this show knowing that her ex was one of the hosts. Okay. And they're talking about this personal shit. So then you have this other guy, Justin, that is asking Saweetie most of the questions. And then Justin Combs is like across and he's like, you know, kind of playing off the questions or whatever. And so things get kind of awkward because obviously
and they make out.
Right. Oh my God. So then obviously this Justin guy, he starts kind of playing around with like, so, you know, in college, you know, you have a lot of experiences. Like, did you ever have a one night stand in college? And it got real awkward because she was with Justin when she was in college. So she was like, no. She was like, no, not at all. And he was like, don't lie to me. God's watching you. And she was like, I'm not. Like, I've always been in a relationship. And then they start going further into like her zodiac sign. She's a Cancer, you know, this and that. And then he turns to Justin. He was like, do you like Cancer women? He was like, yeah, you know, I do. And then he was like, why? Why do you like Cancer women? He's like, they just know how to take care of you. And it just kind of like this tension, right? Keep in mind, at this time, she's with Quavo. All right. So then this other Justin starts like kind of asking these questions between them to like get them to connect and talk about sexual
She's
shit.
on now kiss.
No, and then babe, okay, I want you to think if this was like me, you're Quavo, I'm Saweetie, okay? And this is
no.
I decide to go of my own volition to this show, knowing that my ex was one of the hosts, right? And then they get into questions like, if you dated somebody before and then y'all, you know, fucked with a condom on, and then y'all started hitting it raw, and then y'all broke up, and then y'all got back together, do you just go right back to hitting it raw? And these two used to be together. And so Justin Combs is like, well, yeah, I'm just going to go back to hitting it raw, like, obviously. And Saweetie is just like, she's answering these. Babe, it was so fucking messy. It was messy. And they were just talking about all types of like really, really personal shit. Yeah. And so apparently, allegedly, Quavo got upset about this interview, whatever. And then Saweetie decided to get on social media and she made a statement confirming the breakup allegations and rumors. And she said, she went on record and said, I'm single. I've endured too much betrayal and hurt behind the scenes for a false narrative to be circulating that degraded my character. Please don't band-aid scars. Love isn't real when the intimacy is given to other women. I emotionally checked out a long time ago and have walked away with a deep sense of peace and freedom, and I'm excited for this new chapter of elevation. So she posts that. Well, Quavo could not help himself.
I saw.
He commented and was like, you know, I usually don't put my business out there in the street like this. And like, you know, I usually stay in my lane, but you are not the woman that I thought you were. Right. And he goes, I wish you nothing but the best or something like that. And then she said something like, take care. She said, take care. And that was the end of that. Right. Well, then Quavo's sister started talking shit on social media. And she said, I have been quiet for way too long. Oh. And basically,
this never turns out good.
In a nutshell, saying, I know what it's like to be around Saweetie, and it's not always nice. And like, you know,
she should have said it's not always sweet.
Yeah, right. God damn it, she missed that damn opportunity. You were
she
so
needs,
right.
She let me write her tweets.
Oh fuck, yeah, seriously, you should be hired to write people's tweets. So she like comes out talking shit, right? Well, Saweetie's auntie came up to the plate. Now, I have been a fan of Saweetie. I like her music since I forgot what her first song was. But anyways, I always saw this lady around her, and it was turned out to be her auntie, and they're like best fucking friends.
Yeah.
And you could tell her auntie rides for her. And she's very loud and she's very supportive. Well, she got on there and she said, excuse me.
His auntie isn't loud.
And she was like, she called out Quavo's sister. It was like, you're not about to talk shit about my niece. You're not about to come up here, you know, doing all that. And honestly, like, since we talking about everybody else's business, and she said, over here saying that you have been quiet for too long. Like, it's literally been an hour or a day or some shit like that. And so it's caused this uproar on social media. Mm-hmm. And you were talking to me about what you saw on Twitter with this relationship shit. What did you see?
It's just funny seeing like gender wars
come
out on Twitter over like two rappers failed two rappers plural failed relationship, and then people just really project their issues with the other sex on each other. It's kind of funny over because
Saweetie and fucking Quavo broke up. But honestly, I saw this coming. I saw it coming. And there are reports that Quavo, you know, has cheated. And then there are other reports that say that Saweetie is a big ass fucking flirt. And some people, I'm not going to lie, babe.
It's not going to work out.
If you saw this interview, okay, how would you, first of all,
just from the context you've given me,
we're together. Would you have been fine with me?
Hell no.
Like going in the first place?
No.
Okay. And then if I went anyway, and I promised you up and down, it's just for PR, it's just for this and that. Chris Brown was there, like it's just gonna be good for my career. I know how to, you know, have a conversation with him. He's way in my past, and I convinced you. Okay, fine. And I was answering these questions, and then she answered this threesome question that apparently Quavo got real mad at.
Oh.
And she said, they asked her, you know, what if you met a man that did everything for you? Kind of like you, babe. Perfect, right? Does everything, communicates, like it's just the perfect man. And the only thing that he wants one time is a threesome. And so, you know, all the other girls, they give their 2 cents, right? So Saweetie just kind of sits there and she goes, okay, so he's been doing everything. He's been paying my bills. He's been doing it. And she was like, yeah, he's been doing everything. He's just perfect. All he wants is a threesome. And she goes, well, since he's been doing everything so perfect, you know, I'm going to give him the pleasure of picking out the dude that we taking home for us. And everybody, you know, like everybody just fucking erupts, right? And so apparently Quavo found that a little bit disrespectful. I don't feel like you would have taken it that seriously. I don't know. I don't feel like I would have answered that question. I'd have been like, hell the fuck no.
Yeah, I would have rather that response.
Hell the fuck no.
They'd be like, yeah, we're going to get another dude. I'm like, what? After I've been doing everything?
Oh, what? So you want another girl?
You think Quavo's going to ask for another guy? I doubt it. But I don't know. He might. Who knows? But I'd rather you just be like, no. I'm like, that's fine.
Has anybody ever asked you if you wanted a threesome?
No.
You've never been offered a threesome?
No.
I was offered to be in a threesome in high school.
Oh.
Yeah, I said no, obviously. But, yeah. It's very awkward.
It's a weird high school.
Well, it was just a weird guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, I never been.
And his weird
asked.
fucking girlfriend. I don't know.
I don't think I can.
Like, we were in high school. I was like,
Nah,
like,
you haven't been asked or invited since?
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't think I could be a swinger. I don't think I'm built for that.
If I asked you for a threesome, what would you say?
I would just rather not.
Is that how
anyway,
I would just rather not?
I'm good. I'm good on it. Either way, I'm good. I feel like if you were to do it, it'd have to be with people that you're not with anybody.
I see.
I think that would be the only way that you could do it.
There's no way. I can't do that. I don't share. Never been taught to share. I do not share. I just can't.
You'd have to just not give a fuck about both the other people involved.
Yeah. I could see. Okay, yeah. But like 2 in a relationship and 1 not.
No. Not for me anyway.
No. I can't do that.
I know there's people that do that. And
hey, look, to each their own. I am not mature enough, apparently, because I be getting jealous. I can't do that.
Yeah,
I can't do that. I would not be able to see that. I would get so mad. All of a sudden, like, you know, she thinks everything's fine. I just start fighting her because I'm like, bitch, wait. Like, you're doing it a little too much. You really need to just stop.
Ooh, she's moaning a little too loud with him. Don't know if I like that.
See, and then you start fighting him.
I just be imagining it. It wouldn't be. I just be like, oh, hell no.
No,
I don't think I could do it.
well, you know,
it's not for me.
At least
I know my limits.
At least we're honest about it. So that's what happened. And this whole issue became really big on social media. But Quavo and Saweetie are no longer a
R.I.P.
thing. R.I.P.
If they didn't work out.
What hope do we have?
Is love even real?
So I bet
two rappers that rap about nothing but sex and drugs don't work out.
I was like, there ain't no way. You know, they
objectifying
all be cheating.
women, men and women.
Cardi B still having an issue with Offset. Like, hello.
That's her fault. I don't know. Nobody made her. She had the right idea at first.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Whatever.
That's just crazy.
Whatever makes people happy, man.
Yeah. I just feel like rappers just are not in the.
There's never gonna be a point where a rapper's marriage or relationship doesn't work out, and I'm gonna be like, no way.
We wanted to talk about one more thing before we end this podcast episode, and it's something that really does need a lot more attention. I've been hearing about this and keeping up with it and trying to support different causes for this issue, and that is Asian hate and crimes against Asians that have been skyrocketing exponentially within the last few months. And there are Asian Americans that can't even walk home, that can't go get groceries, that can't even do anything without being threatened or being beaten up or, you know.
Is this all coming from COVID? Like, is it COVID related?
It's
like
usually COVID related. The last situation that I saw was this man, and it was actually from, you remember The Real? I watched The Real a lot. Jeannie Mai, and she posted this, and I saw this story most recently of this older man, and he said that they didn't even say anything to him. They just started fucking beating his ass. And he showed up on camera, and both of his eyes were black and blue, and just like so like inflamed, and they really had no mercy on him. And it's just like, he was like, they didn't say anything to me. Like, they just saw him and did that to him, and it's terrible. And it's just disgusting. And it's just one of those things where, like, we know exactly where hate gets us. We know exactly what that does. And like generalizing and doing this stupid shit when it comes to race, and trying to blame a whole ass pandemic on a race of people that live here. Like, they didn't have anything to fucking do, even if that's what you believe. What the fuck? Like, it's just like this Neanderthal type thinking. And I just don't understand why it turns into this race war always. Like, that's enough. It's absolutely enough.
It's just easier for people to generalize. That's it's just ignorance and hate.
Like, we got to get past the point where people are afraid to walk around in their own skin, you know, like with the Black Lives Matter movement, and now the crimes against Asians. And, you know, we just have these terrible, awful, historical bullshit that happens, you know, to people of color and different races because of something as minuscule as the color of their skin or their culture, their background, because somebody might have gotten wrong information. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like it's something that people choose to be. If you want to be hateful, you choose to be hateful.
That's disgusting.
And, you know, minorities, we do have to look out for each other. White people that aren't that way, and I know it's not all of them, clearly.
Of course.
I'm not going to generalize them like that. You know, you do, I know it sucks, and it's not fair that this kind of burden falls on you, but, you know, if you see it, you have to stand up and speak up.
Yeah.
Because if you don't speak up, then you're just being complicit in what's going on. And that's a hard thing to do, and I understand that. But at the same time, there's just things that are bigger than us as individuals. And, you know, the only way to get past the racism in this country is everybody has to look at it in the face and admit that it's real and that it does exist. Because if you just pretend like you don't see, if you say you don't see color, that's probably the worst thing you can say. Because then you're just saying, you're pretty much just saying, I don't want to deal with, I don't want to deal with it. Like, I don't want to, out of sight, out of mind. But at the end of the day, that's going to be, we all have to admit that it's there, and it can't be accepted. Just like pedophilia can't be accepted. Just like rape can't be accepted. Like murder can't be accepted. Like it has to be up there with those behaviors.
Yep.
We got to put it on that plane. But right now, we excuse it. Police get away with it. They don't get convicted ever. You know,
Nope.
and like the that little white kid that went down to Minnesota or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And shot those people.
Shot those people.
Like nothing's gonna happen to him, I bet.
Yeah.
So
even the way he was apprehended was
like the Dylan Roof guy too from like killed all the people in that church.
Mm-hmm.
They took him to Burger King.
Yeah.
So
ridiculous.
The only way to really is we have to admit that it exists.
It's a problem. It exists. It's a problem when we need to get rid of it.
And people who are racist, they should be canceled. They should be ostracized for that and given some sort of scarlet letter, or until they're rehabbed in some sort of fashion.
Like you know how we have like the sex offender list. We should have the racist list. Like this person.
And I'm not even talking like racist jokes, because there's a difference between jokes and somebody trying to spread hate.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not,
or like having a hateful, violent act due to race. Right. That should be something that you have to like register with your neighborhood and like go to your neighbors and be like, hey, I've been violent against somebody for the color of their skin.
Yeah, somebody performed like a hate crime or has been convicted of a hate crime. Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, I have no problem with that.
So we just wanted to let the Asian community know you have our support. I want you guys to check out the description box for links and different ways that you guys can help or educate yourself on this particular topic. It's definitely an issue. So we want to bring light to that and let you guys know that we hear you, we see you, we stand by you 100%.
Yep.
And you guys let us know your experiences down below. Help out if you can. But that is it for today's 25th episode of the His and Hers podcast. You guys, we hope you had your fill of celebrity gossip, some updating of, some recent news. And we kind of went like up, down, emotional wise. But I hope you guys came out of this stronger than we were before and smarter than we were yesterday. But we love y'all. We will see you guys next week to start your week off right. Definitely follow us on Instagram. You can find our account at the His X Hers Pod. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Nikki Glamour and on Twitter at the Nikki Glamour.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at I'm David Cisneros. And also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And turn on notifications. And don't forget to like this video, comment down below your thoughts on any of the subjects that we talked about today. We greatly appreciate it. We enjoy the dialogue. And we're not here to tell anybody that their opinion is dumb.
No.
We are always trying to evolve.
Always.
So if you don't if you don't agree with something, or if you have some information that we didn't bring up, please share. We love it. We love the feedback, and we love the dialogue. We don't know, not everybody's always going to agree, and that's okay. Yeah. So we appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys next week.
We love you guys. Peace out.